Let us move to our today's topic, which is detoxification. First of all, let me clarify that there is a myth that our body is full of toxins and that needs to be flushed out. If I am into nicotine, which is cigarette or alcohol, then the toxicity of my body goes very high, and that my liver, my kidneys find difficult to flush out. Only then do I become toxic. So detox was a word that was used to help human body get rid of high levels of toxins that are is generated because of nicotine, alcohol, or substance abuse. Now detox as a word came into wellness industry, and we start imagining that we cleanse our system as if we are trying to scrub off something or flush out something from the body. So that is stretching the idea a little bit. So what we actually do when we say we are getting into a detox diet, we are trying to reduce the input to the body so that my digestive system, my sensory inputs, my nervous system, my gut, everything gets a break. So I'm trying to reduce their workload so that they get a break, and because of that break, body's inherent intelligence to recover, to regenerate, to heal kicks in. So technically speaking, we do not get rid of toxins from the body. That's a slightly misused word. The distinction is the kind of damage you do with nicotine, alcohol, or other substances is not the same kind of damage you cannot do by overeating, or by indulging in. If you have gone to a wedding and you have not been following your routine, so you don't be so harsh on yourself at that point of time. So that's the first idea to take back, that when we talk about detoxification, it is about reducing the load, giving your body some sort of break so that you can allow your body's natural healing or natural capacity to heal itself, that can kick in if you reduce the load. Because I do not reduce the load, my body is overworked. So it's like giving a break to the body. That's one clarity that I just wanted to bring in. Now, why do we need to detox, or why do we always feel that if I could take a break from eating, that would be helpful. If I could take a break from my screens, it would be helpful. It is that even though we are not getting rid of toxins, what we really want is to reduce the input that I get from my food. There's too much food, or too often we eat, or there is continuous sensory input that I am exposed to, either through my mobile phone, or through the passing noise of the car, or through the light that I am experiencing. So my senses are constantly stimulated in modern life. There is no rest for my senses. If there is no rest for my senses, there is no rest for my nervous system. Food wise, I either overeat or I eat too frequently. Sensory like inputs are too much, and hence my nervous system does not get a break. And then, to top it all, we do not have enough sleep, and we do not have enough movement in our lives. So this whole structure combined gives me a tremendous need to give my body and my internal systems a break. Any inputs here?
Sir,
Yes.
I have a very weird point. That is, you said we need to not stimulate our digestive system. But this is probably a myth. But we've heard that when you're feeling hungry and you don't eat when you're feeling hungry, what
Yeah.
might happen is there might be digestive juices that may be coming out and you might develop acidity. So
Yeah.
sometimes I eat mid meals, like real meals, because I am a little worried about developing an acid reflux or something like that.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
could. Explain how
Because,
to ensure we do not get stimulated and not suffer acidity.
yeah. So see, this you could also think of that if your regular meals were big enough, then probably you will not be worried about getting an acid reflux because you are hungry in some time itself. Like because my main meal is not big enough, that's why I'm feeling the need to eat in between meals. That could also be one of the reasons. No, also if
Okay.
my main meal is very low on fat, then also I'll feel the desire to eat very soon. If it is very low on carbohydrate, then also I will feel a desire to eat very soon. So this is something that needs to be understood, that if you have a desire to eat, which is not born out of, say, temptation, or which is not born out of boredom, you are really worried about acidity between your meals, which is, I'm assuming, say, every 4 hours you eat, for example.
Yes, yes.
So yeah. So if between 4 hours, if you're worried that you will get an acid reflux, you must look at the quantity of food. One. Second, you must look at your fat content in the food. Third, you must look at your carbohydrate intake in the food.
Okay, sir, but what do you do if you can't? So there is another myth. I don't know what it is, but you'll tell me that you know how you should eat small, frequent meals.
Yeah.
So I got into this habit. I can't eat large meals. I feel very giddy and very pukish, but I
Yes.
do tend to feel hungry sooner.
Yes.
And now the early dinner thing that you helped us start, it was very difficult for the first few days.
Yes.
But now I don't feel hungry after 7:30 till morning 7:30. So I get a good 12-hour break. But if
Yes.
during the day after like long hours of class or something, during lunch when you're saying that increase your portion, ek to I don't have time like to eat like proper food which takes a little time to eat. So that is a struggle, and I whenever I've tried to push a little food more, which is what we do before long runs, like on the weekend when we do long runs or long cycle rides, it's very Herculean for me. So
Yes.
any solution for that, or I have to just work on my mental strength?
Now, we can discuss in detail sometimes after the session. What is it? What does your plate look like? If you cannot increase the amount of food, then we have to change the things that you are eating.
Around food. Okay.
So the plate needs to change a little bit so that you feel a little fuller also, and the fear of acid reflux will also go away.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Acid
I'll
reflux
try.
is something that should happen if you are, say, 8, 10, 12 hours hungry, not within 4 hours time period.
But interestingly, this doesn't happen after the night meal. Like in the morning, when
Yeah,
your
because
stomach got
you
a
feed
bit.
yourself accordingly.
Mm.
And so if the plate we are looking at for lunch, if we can modify a little,
Okay,
maybe
so
you will
I'll
not.
talk to you later.
feel-
Huh. Okay. Mm.
And about this thing, this is for everyone, that say 10 years ago, the research and the papers that were coming out, they all pointed towards small frequent meals. Now, what that has led to is too much of insulin resistance in general population. If we are eating constantly, we are getting insulin resistant, which is leading to like a pre-diabetic stage, which is leading to weight gain, which is leading to poor gut health, which is leading to snacking, because you're constantly eating, and at the back of your mind you have this excuse that I'm supposed to have frequent meals. More and more research in current day is pointing towards eating less frequently. So the paradigm has shifted with more research and more data available to what happens if we are eating too frequently. And if you go back to Ayurveda's readings, they were never in favor of constantly eating. Ayurveda always had 3 clean meals, and that's it. And if you want to have lesser meals, Ayurveda had no problems with that. But according to your workload, according to your physical, how strenuous your life is, you arrange your meals. There is no strict rule that you will eat only 1 meal a day, 2 meal a day, or 3 meal a day. It was always in proportion to how strenuous your physical labor is. And accordingly, you will eat. So that's something to keep in mind, that nowadays the research is showing zero snacking, less number of meals means more mental and physical energy throughout the day. So something for all of us to remember.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Any inputs on detox? So I'll again reiterate what we are trying to come to. Detoxification as an idea of getting rid of toxins from the body should be replaced by thinking that when we use the term detox in everyday life, what we are hinting at is giving our digestive system, our gut, our nervous system some sort of break, either by introducing a fast or by reducing the workload. So this will help the body to get back to its natural way of healing us. So this is essentially what we mean by detox, and the necessity for providing our body a break comes because modern day life either is is primed at stimulating you continuously, either through food or through your screens or through noise or through light. Even worse, emotionally there is a lot of friction as well, either because of work or because of something at home, or generally getting stuck in traffic is also emotionally draining. So there is some kind of drain on the system, one, and we don't help our cause by eating too much, and we do not help our cause by moving very little. So this is something that we must. And now, what is not detox? You don't have to starve yourself. No need to go long periods of fasting, not required. You don't need to be on harsh juices. There is this tendency, you will see all over the internet. If you look at detox diet, they are primarily juice based diets. Ayurveda never considered juice based diet or juice based fasting a must. You can give your body a break without being on a juice diet, and juice diet is not recommended for everyone. Plus, those who are into active work life, they also need to give their bodies a break. If you are on a juice diet, maybe for a day or two, then you have to take a break from work and workout both. You cannot do much. Your energy levels will be low. If you want to give a break to your body, and you are working and you have other events to manage or attend during the day, then do not look at harsh juice diets as well. Juice diet is not for everyone, and it is not required also. So these are few things that you try to avoid when you look at detoxification. No starvation, no extreme fasting, no juice fast. So these are things that you don't do when you are detoxifying. So what are the principles of how do you detox? One is reduce complexity. I'm right now focused on detoxification via food. So reduce the complexity of food. Any give me an input of what a complex food looks like. Shukto is not complex.
Then I'm doing it badly.
You have to cook. Maybe you have to have a lot of vegetables, but shukto is not very complex. Complex food is when you have lot of spices, lot of grease. Say a
So you're not talking about the difficulty of cooking, but
no, it is
difficulty
not
of
difficult.
digestion.
Absolutely. Difficulty of digestion. So you must have two or three ingredients, and that is all in a meal when you are trying to detox. Say, for example, khichdi. You have dal, you have rice, and very few herbs, and you have vegetables. So it's a two, three ingredient meal that you are having. If you are having, say, breakfast and you are into detox on that particular day, you have, say, a oats porridge and some fruits. That's very simple food. You do not have too much of grease, you do not have too much of spices, you do not overcomplicate the cooking process. So sauteed vegetables, boiled porridge, khichdi, these are all things that you can have in your detox diet. Simplification of what we are consuming, that is important. Bring it down to 2 to 3 ingredients per meal. I'm repeating again as an action item. You can write down the day you have decided that you will detox. each meal that you consume should not be made of more than 2 to 3 ingredients. That's point one. Point two, they should be easy to digest. Say, for example, you are a non-vegetarian and you decide that you will have chicken on the day you are detoxing, and that's the only ingredient you will have. But chicken is very difficult for the body to break down. So on the day you are detoxing, try to avoid paneer because it is difficult for the body to break down. Try to avoid milk. It is difficult for the body to break down. Try and avoid anything which takes more than hour and a half for the body to process. Chicken, fish, any non-vegetarian item, egg, even dairy products, all go out of the window, even though they could be just one single item that you are having. So first principle is reduce complexity in terms of number of ingredients. Second is reduce complexity in terms of how difficult it is for the body to break down. So single ingredient food, simple or easy to break down. One more way to look at food which is easier to break down is how much water does the food carry. So if some, like vegetables, it has a lot of water. So if a vegetable has water, it is easier for the body to break down and you get a lot of volume also. So something that you can consider whether when on the day you are detoxing. Now, the frequency of meals have to be less. So you decide that, all right, if you are someone who is used to snacking and who eat all day long, say you have 6, 8 meals, the day you detox, you stick to 4 meals a day. The day you are detoxing, if you are on an average you are having 4 meals a day, go for 3 or 2 meals a day. If you are someone who takes just 2 meals a day and you want to go lighter on a particular day, you go for 1 meal a day with morning and evening where you are having soup or no solid food. So only once you will have solid food, and rest of the day whenever you are eating, it will be say a lentil soup or any kind of soup or some kind of very easy to digest herbal drink. Maybe that is another option. So that's how you reduce the frequency based on what you are doing currently in your daily life. You should not get into, like we were talking about, the harsh fasting, or when you want to detox, you want to reduce the workload. That is all you want to do for the body. So don't look at 1 meal a day or 2 meal a day. Compare your life that, all right, I have food 6, 7 times, I'll just have 3 times today. So you compare it with your previous day or regular life to reduce the frequency. Third is rest the senses. So resting the senses, here I am diverging a little. First of all, if you are like talking about food, how do you rest your sensory input? Like tongue is what you get your taste from, and your nose. So if you have less herbs, less spices, just single, or say you are adding parsley to your food, so only add parsley. If you are at, so you do not need to go high on ginger, onion, garlic. You do not need to go very high on that because they're very strong and they stimulate your senses quite a bit. Vis-a-vis food, when we talk about sensory stimulation, it comes with overcooked spices or multiple spices. So like we want single ingredient or 2, 3 ingredients in a meal, similarly we want to reduce the amount of salt and other spices in my food the day I am detoxing. Similarly, if you expand the purview of sensory inputs, then you can reduce the amount of light in the evening, you can reduce your screen time that particular day, but that's a different kind of detoxification. Sensory inputs also need to be reduced. Third thing, you need to hydrate yourself properly. You do not need to overhydrate yourself. And on the day you are detoxing, do not go in for coffee or black tea. Go for floral teas, or go for herbal tea, or go for a concoction like a detox tea that you have available in cafe. Or if you want something with cinnamon, go for hot water and cinnamon, etc. But do not go in for coffee or tea that itself is to excite your nervous system. Intake of coffee also leads to If you are having coffee above average, like more than 1 or 2 cups of coffee, that has an impact on how thirsty you feel. Your thirst goes away with increment of coffee in your life. And if your thirst goes away, then that impacts your water intake, which in turn impacts your kidneys, which in turn impacts how you are flushing real toxins from your body, which your liver passes through the kidney. Like liver will take whatever is required, whatever nutrition is required from food, and whatever is not required, it will pass either as bile or it will pass through the kidneys as urine. So if you are not drinking enough water, ultimate impact is on what you are holding back in the body. So coffee, overindulgence in coffee will lead to that. So something to be mindful of. So hydrate yourself particularly well, but don't overdo it. Just 3 4 liters, whatever is your target of drinking water, do that on particular day, and go in for herbal tea and herbal floral teas. Do not go for tea or coffee that day. So that's how you create an environment to detox. Then you must provide yourself an opportunity to reset your natural rhythm. That has an impact on how we feel and how we allow our body to rest and recover. Natural rhythm will be what time you wake up, what time you go to bed, and if you have sleep enough or not. So say for example, I want to detox the next 2 days of this coming week. Say this like Thursday and Friday, I want to detox. So I start preparing myself from the night before on Wednesday night. So Wednesday night, you can have your psyllium husk or isabgol, triphala, whatever drink that you want to end your day with, that will help you cleanse your bowels the next day. So have that, and then sleep on time. Give yourself enough time to sleep, rest well, get up early, get up at an hour when you are well rested next morning, and then follow the dietary protocol. So include the previous night, the nightly sleep, and the whole day for detox, not just the diet part of detox. All right. And the day you are detoxifying, go in for gentle movements. Do not overexert yourself, but do exercise. Some amount of sweat, if you can release, that will be useful for the body. So, this is the whole set of things that you need to do the day you are detoxifying. Not just be on juice fast and be hungry midways and be agitated that why you are doing so. Eat enough food, but eat less frequently and reduce the frequency based on your own analysis of how much you eat, not based on what has been prescribed. Lastly, the day you are detoxifying, almost treat it as a day where you make a special effort not to get agitated, so that emotional reactivity is also at the minimum, and you are really trying to get in sync with your emotions, with your body, and you are trying to bring a body mind balance as well. So this is like a very holistic picture of how to detox, not just fight your way through fasting. Okay, any inputs here, any questions here? Could I share
Yes. Yeah.
actionable? Yes, ma'am,
Right.
sure.
Yeah. No, no,
Yeah.
no. Yeah. No, sir. It's you have cleared very well because previously I was doing fasting during festivals.
Yes.
So due to that, the juices and everything, I become very irritated, agitated, not
Yes.
properly focusing the whole activities, household activities have to do. So it's become
Yeah.
difficult. But the things you have told before night taking fala powder, whatever,
Yeah.
means previous night, it is very important when you do the next day. So I feel for the festivals also when we do fasting, this will be the better option
Yes.
because at the end of the day we become so tired
Yes.
and whole day it's, I need food, craving for a food that
Yeah.
also create an impact that way.
Yes.
So you explained
You're
so well.
absolutely
Thank you.
you're absolutely right. Now, this is where I just want to point out detoxification or giving your body a break should be part of my regular life, in the sense that I should decide on days, say I will do it once a week, or I'll do it once in every 14 days, or once every month. So decide your days, a number of days that you want to give yourself a little break from regular eating and sleeping. Like Regular eating patterns need to be broken. We must introduce ourselves to this kind of detox so that body gets a rest every once in a while. Now, like we exercise, like we take care of our diet and nutrition every single day, detox should be part and parcel of my everyday life. If I have had a very busy week and I have eaten things that I should not have, then I to recover, I give myself a break vis-a-vis food so that my body can rest, relax, and recover better. If I have had a wedding, if I have had New Year party, if I have had any kind of vacation where I have not been able to maintain my like optimal diet or optimal routine, I want to get back to my routine. To do that, to switch from a suboptimal routine and to get back to a proper routine, I need to bridge that gap by detoxifying myself, by giving my body a break. And that you must, it should not be an afterthought. It should be like an habit that I enjoyed myself for 3 4 days, let me give a break, again you go back to your normal diet. So switch to from irregular eating habits, irregular lifestyle, into a detox or a break mode, and then to your regular life. So it should not come as a surprise or an extra effort or very special thing that you are doing. No, it should become so normal for you to switch to detox mode, because every now and then there is an opportunity or there are circumstances where I cannot eat properly. If I am very rigid with my diet all the time, then I will have to be very rigid socially also. So food is not just nutrition, it is part and parcel of my social fabric also. So how much do you push that and how often do you push that? Only in very few periods in life that you could be very strict with your diet, where you are refusing everyone and everything. That is acceptable also, and that is required also sometimes. But life will keep happening, and then you have to fall back on detox to normalize things. So detox should be your natural response when things have been out of order. So this is, you should inculcate this in your lifestyle actually.
Yes, sir.
Polomi has
Thank
a
you. Thank you.
Polomi has a comment. Sir, what about fasting every week, either once or 2 days? Is it good or too harsh for the body? Fasting, what kind of fast you are talking about is my first question. You could go, if you are only on water or only on juices, I am generally not in favor of going into a very harsh fast without supervision. So if you do not have people around you, if you do not have anybody guiding you or anybody helping you, don't go in for very harsh fasts every without supervision. There is nothing wrong if I want to go without food for a day or two, but I should do it under supervision. I should not do it when I'm unattended by someone at least. Okay. Now, what are the sign? Any other inputs anybody has before I proceed further? I just wanted to ask you all that with the principles of detox that I have laid out, do you have a vivid picture for yourself that how will you detox if you had to detox, say, this Friday? Or you want me to go into more details of what to eat, when to eat, a suggestion? I can give you very easily.
Yes, sir. If you can give that suggestion, what to eat or when to eat, that will be better for us.
Okay, more details, please. Let us go in for details. So the previous night, you do take in your isabgol, triphala, flaxseed powder, and ajwain. These are four things. So ajwain, flaxseed powder, and triphala, you mix it with your isabgol in a ratio of, say, uh, 1 tablespoon of isabgol and 1 teaspoon of all the three. So you have this concoction, have it in your lukewarm water, and that's the last thing you take before you go to bed. You have a good night's sleep, and say this is your day of detox is starting today. If you can start with, say, apple cider vinegar, that will be a good drink to start on the day you want to revive your system. So have your apple cider vinegar, and then and you could pair it up with almonds if you want to, or you could just have that before your yoga class. If you are into yoga, do yoga very consciously, very diligently, and if you can pair it up with some form of pranayam that day, that will be your good morning practice. For your breakfast, now depending upon how much you want to eat, you can choose items from these. You can go in for a very simple oats porridge done in water, add no form of sugar into it. If you want to make it sweet, take a apple with it, and apple and porridge. That can be your breakfast. Or if you want, you can add coconut water to it. That will be a very good thing, because coconut water has a lot of minerals that will be useful for your body. Oats porridge, apples either boiled or cut, with cinnamon if you want to, on the porridge or on the apple, and along with that you can have your coconut water. So that's your breakfast. If you don't like oats, or if you are not interested in oats, then you could go in for boiled quinoa, mix it up with pomegranate and some orange juice, like fresh orange juice, squeeze a little bit of orange on top of it. So that will make your quinoa very slightly sweet also. Quinoa, pomegranate, and orange juice combination. Orange juice you're not drinking, you are just squeezing some orange on top of your quinoa. So that's another option that you could have for breakfast. Now, if you are having that, again, coconut water is there with you. You can have that coconut water then, or between your lunch and your breakfast, you can have that coconut water anytime you wish to. Then for lunch, you can have a simple khichdi bowl that you could prepare. You just khichdi with some basic vegetables which are seasonal that you could take. Or if you are interested, if you don't want to have rice on that particular day, then go in for vegetable stew. Now, vegetable stew you could make with I'll give you two options. You can take green papaya, pumpkin, and green banana, and you can make a stew out of it with some ginger and with some salt and black pepper. That is one kind of stew. And other is you could make a beetroot carrot stew, and that can be very wholesome. So you are basically on vegetables for lunch if you can manage that. If not, you go in for a very simple khichdi, which is without any ghee, butter, nothing, just some amount of turmeric, salt, ginger, and that's it. So either or you can choose. I would recommend going for a stew kind of a thing, which is filling, and you could have that for your lunch. Evening time, you could go in for a lentil soup. So again, if you have not had pumpkin for lunch, you can make a carrot pumpkin lentil soup along with add some parsley or some cilantro or dhania with for it. You will have two different kind of taste. If you have parsley, you will have a continental taste. If you add dhania, you will have a very Indian dal like taste. So boil your dal, boil your pumpkin, boil your carrot, and blend it properly, and then allow it to simmer on low flame for 10 to 15 minutes. Not even that, 10 minutes is more than enough. And then you can garnish with parsley or dhania based on what kind of taste you want. And then again, you finish your night with a triphala isabgol flaxseed powder and ajwain. So this could be your detox. So you are having 3 meals. Quantity do not propose. You eat to fill yourself. You will obviously feel that you have eaten less, or you feel a little hungry on your first day of fasting. But believe me, you have provided your body enough energy throughout the day. Okay. So don't have nuts that day. That's heavy. Don't have dairy that day. That's also heavy. On that particular day, do not think about your protein intake. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So that's a very easy routine that I have given. I can give you more options. This is a fair way to detox if you're detoxing next day.
Yes, so it's a very simple and it's no bad means the vegetables have that also in a soup form, so it will be easier
Yeah,
for body to digest. Thank you.
absolutely. Now, what do you what are you fighting? If you are getting into giving a break to your body, what are the things that you overcome? Sluggishness, lack of energy, poor digestion, breathlessness, irritability. These are, and say, for example, you are trying to lose weight, you are doing everything you can, but you are working out also. You are trying to eat clean food, then also, if you're not losing weight, a detox or giving yourself a break like this, which is above the things that you're doing already, will help you lose weight also. If you have gotten into a cycle where you are demanding lot of sodium or lot of sugar, either or, sodium means lot of salty food, or you are demanding fried food, or you are into a craving of sweet food, any kind of craving that you are getting into, that cycle you can break by introducing this kind of a detox. It is very, all of us have, there are periods when we crave for things, that is sometimes because of stress, sometimes because of habit, sometimes because of nutritional deficiency, all these, but craving, it should be tackled. So the easiest way to tackle cravings is just devoid yourself from all forms of excitement vis-a-vis food. This is a very healthy way to do it. Reduce your salt for a particular day. Your mental connection with food gets a break. Like we think so much about food, what to eat next, what to eat next, what will be good for me, what is healthy for me. In some way or the other, we think about food quite a bit. The day you are detoxing, if you prepare properly, you have a plan that I'm going to eat at my apple cider vinegar, I will take at 6 a.m. Then at 9 a.m., I will have my breakfast. Then at 1 p.m., I will have my lunch. And for dinner, I will finish off dinner early that day by 6 p.m. And then at 9 p.m. again, I will have my flaxseed and trifla and isabgol. So if you plan that, and if you keep your vegetables ready, and if you disconnect yourself from the planning about food on the day of detoxification, that will help you create some distance between yourself and food. Plus, the food is bland, so sensory stimulation with food is also less. Then you can actually break out of any craving cycle. So that's another very big advantage of that. If you are having poor recovery, those who are into exercise, we always have been fed onto internet that eat more protein to recover better. It is correct information, but sometimes you just need to give your body a break from food to recover better. So that's another way to look at it. And those of us who are worried about looking older than what you are actually what your actual age is, then if there are early aging signs, then also breaking away from food will help you have better skin, have better hair, and you, all the visible signs of aging will also come down. So these are multiple ways that's detoxification, or rather giving a break from food, will help you. Last comments, anyone? I hope I have inspired you enough to give your body a break this week. And if you have more questions, last line before I finish. Why do you think this I am taking up? Like, we are talking about 2026 and we want to change our body from inside. We talked about weight, which is always at the top of our minds. I'm bringing in detox as the next thing. It both are related. I will never be able to consistently eat a very disciplined diet 365 days. The days I have gone off, I should not feel guilty about it. I should have a mechanism to reset myself. Detoxification is your way out of guilt. You have systemized, like systematically, you have introduced detoxification. So on days where you could not remain disciplined vis-a-vis your diet, you lean back on detox the next day so that you can reset and get back on track. Okay. So there is life will never follow a straight line vis-a-vis wellness. It will have its ups and downs. Detox or giving your body a break is a way to introduce a bridge between not being regular and being regular. Thank you, everyone. I'm so happy all of you could join. I hope it was worth your time as well.